commentary about this. You know, do we really need the Guinness photo shoot in this day and age, and particularly when it involves politicians? I'm interested in talking to people about this today. Eoghan Corry is with me on the line, owner of Travel Extra. Does it work, Eoghan?
It works very well. It's cringe. It's desperate cringe. We all, moan and groan when we see photographs like this, but it works really, really well for us in a key market, the UK. One of the ways we can measure that is the sheer volume of people who come from England to Dublin for weekend breaks. And we can measure it in the 1.5 million people who visit the Guinness Storehouse. It was 1.7 million before pandemic. That's the brand that they recognise most.
So why is it cringe then? What's wrong with it?
Because it's harping back to old images of Ireland where everything was focused on alcohol, everything was focused on the pub, and the beer swilling Irishman was presented in a negative way until quite recently in English popular culture. Ireland was defined by insults. It was basically deprecating references to Ireland and the Irish. And the drinking of beer was part of that. Quite interesting, when we went to try and replace it with something else, it doesn't have the same reach. James Joyce is marvellous, but one of the reasons the Irish ferries had to rename the ferry on the Dover-Calais route was they didn't they thought that enough English people haven't heard of James Joyce, enough English people haven't heard of the other parts of Irish culture. It's Guinness is right on brand. Give you an example, Andrea. There are two brands that get mentioned in The Simpsons. Pretty much American popular culture. Yeah. Guinness is one of them. Aer Lingus is the other. When Ronald Reagan came in 1983, a pint of Guinness. When George Bush came, pictured with the pint of Guinness. It's a sort of thing that we moan and groan about and say, oh my God, this is so out of date. But when it comes to it, it's the one we wheel out.
Yeah, okay. There is a point, though, isn't there, Eoghan, around the, and Joe mentioned it there too, and from Kilkenny a few moments ago, the same as Paul, I suppose for the boozy image, the reputation that we have abroad around drink, it probably, it doesn't sit well maybe on the day that the figures are out from the Rutland Centre.
I've been thinking of the scene in The Family Guy when they do the trip to Ireland, and there's an announcement from the captain saying the image that the Irish drink too much is out of date, and the aircraft lands on a sea of empty bottles. It's parodied the attempts to. We've reached the stage from where the Irish drinking too much as a meme has become almost, the parodying of it has become a meme in itself. And you've got a couple of different things going on here. Diageo really, really, really determined to plant the brand, planting the brand in the visiting heads of state, getting the pint in front of, getting the photograph with the pint. That's regarded as a victory by Diageo. The Guinness Storehouse, by a margin, is our most visited